Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's your favorite Melanin Queen back on the motherfucking scene. What's up, y'all? So, as you can tell from the title, I'm going to tell you guys my coming out story. And I don't know, for some reason, this video I decided to come out with my red lip. This is my first time like wearing a red lip. I told y'all in one of my mukbang videos, like when I first got this lipstick like a couple weeks ago, when I went out with my kickball team and we did like facials and stuff like that or whatever, and the lady did my makeup and she said that like darker tone people look better with the red. I mean, the red lip should have blue undertones or something like that, and then it's like a matte finish. So I don't know. I feel like growing up, like when you wear a red lip, you're a whore, and I just never. She's not a whore. So I never was into the red lip or whatever. But I don't know. I just see people with the red lip and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's so cute. I want one. A red lip too. So I just decided to go for it. So let me know what y'all think. So before I get into it, make sure you like this video. Make sure you have subscribed if you haven't already. And comment down below your coming out story. What happened with you or whatever. All right. So let's see. So first off, I didn't come out until I don't know how old I was. 20 something. I was 20 something. 20, dang, I don't know how old I was. Like maybe 26, 5, something like that. But I was grown and gone, out of my own, all this stuff or whatever. And okay, so the first person I came out to was my youngest brother. Me and him have always been close, like ever since he was, a baby and stuff like that. Me and him have always been close. But so he would come down like in the summertime or whatever. He would come down for a week or spring break and stuff like that or whatever. And he had came down. I can't remember if it was a spring break or what, but he was down here. And I had took him to the barbershop to get his hair cut. And excuse me. The barber knew my ex or whatever, and I can't remember what he said something, but he said something to basically say that we were together, like me and the ex or whatever. And but yeah, so when I was taking him to the airport, I think he was on the train or something like that, and so I was like, I got something to tell you. Oh my goodness, I don't remember the conversation, what I said in it, but I was just like, I got something to tell you, and I was like, yeah, me and so and so are together. And he was just like, oh. Okay. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah. He was like, okay, oh, all right. And that was just it. Yeah. So moving right along, when I told my mother, it was, I don't know how much longer after that. I know it was months. Me and this ex was going through issues, and we were going to, we had broke up and we were going to move apart because we was living together, right? So I called her up and I was like, I was at work, I remember, and I got in the car and drove like away from my job door and went to like another part of the parking lot or whatever. So I was just like, so if I'm moving and I need help, will y'all come down here and help me move? And she was like, yeah, but why? What we coming down there to help you move for? Like, why you gonna move? What's going on? And I was just like, me and so is together or whatever, and we having issues and we breaking up and we just decided we're gonna live separately, and that's just what it is or whatever. She was like, I knew, I already, because she used to always say stuff like, you ain't worried about no boyfriend, you ain't trying to get no boyfriend, oh, that's your best friend, that's your roommate. Like, she always used to say little stuff like that or whatever. But yeah, so she was just like, I love you regardless, and if you need help moving, we'll come down there and help you move, and y'all will probably work it out, but if it ain't meant, then you can go, you ain't gotta stay in no foolishness and all this other kind of stuff. And what else she say? she was like, you don't think you want no dick though? You don't think you want to do? I was like, Mom, no. You don't think it's a phase? So she went through all of that. Like, you don't think it's a phase? I'm like, no, ma'am, I know. Like, it's not a phase. But yeah, so she went through all that. She was just like, I love you regardless. And, I don't care. And, but I do, like, she would prefer me to be with a dude or whatever. But she was like, she don't care. And she loved me anyway. And, she loved the ex and all that other kind of stuff too or whatever. And what else she say? I can't remember if she said any Bible verse or something in it. But I know over the years she had mentioned stuff from the Bible or whatever. But it wasn't nothing, crazy and make me feel no type of way or whatever. But it was kind of more accepting when I told her, and just kind of cool and stuff like that. When I told my dad though, we was on the phone because we and him talk. We don't talk as often as my mom and I talk, but we check in, every now and then, every month or so, or whatever. And it was on one of our phone calls, like check-in phone calls or whatever. And he was like, I can't remember how the conversation went, but it was something like, I'm not gonna ever get the chance to walk you down the aisle. And I was like, why wouldn't you think you can't walk me down the aisle? I was like, you can you'll be able to walk me down the aisle. It'll just be to a woman or something like that. I said something like that. And he was like, oh, okay. Oh, all right. I mean, all right, whatever. And I was just like, oh, okay. It was just, he was just like, oh, all right, okay. I just want to be able to walk you down the aisle. And even though when I got married, I didn't do a wedding and aisle thing or whatever, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so he was just like, he just was like, okay, he's a woman. I kind of figured y'all, you've been together, been around each other so long, and I just kind of figured, and that was just it. And he was just like, okay, and it was just like nothing. It was just like, oh my goodness, everybody's taking this so well. This is amazing. But yeah, the only person that really had a negative response to me coming out was my best friend, which we're not best friends anymore or whatever. So this is my best friend from the 10th grade. So I had not the 10th grade, since I was 10. So I had a best friend from when I was 10 in the 5th grade. And then my other who I just consider my only best friend now, I met in the 6th grade or whatever. So yeah, this best friend is a female, whatever. The 6th grade best friend is a male, but a gay guy, whatever. But yeah, so I'm living down here, whatever, with an ex, and my best friend hit me up, and she was like, yeah, I want to come to Atlanta for my birthday. And it's a couple of us that's coming, and it would be cool if we stayed with you, so we don't have to pay for like a hotel and stuff like that, whatever. And I'm like, that's cool. It's a 2-bedroom, but it's a bed in the other room. It's a couch. It's 2 couches in the living room, and we can make paddles on the floor. Like, let's go. Because she was bringing like 6 people or something like that. I'm like, it don't matter. It's all right. It's cool. You can come. We're gonna have fun, do whatever, da da da. But this time I hadn't come out to her. Like, she knew that me and the ex was always together, and best friends too, and hung together all the time and did like everything together, but she didn't know the extent of it. So when she was gonna come down, I was like, I'm just gonna tell her because it's time for everybody to know, because I'm tired of living in the closet. So yeah, so she's like, yeah, we want to come down, da da da. I was like, yeah, okay, well, before you come down, this was over text. We was texting this conversation. So I was like, well, before you come down, I just want you to know me and so and so is together, and we have been together since sophomore year, and what else? We live together, and I just want you to know, you come down here, we're together, and we sleeping together and stuff like that. Like, we're together, like we're in a relationship. We've been in a relationship since XYZ or whatever. And she was like, oh, wow, okay. And she was like, why didn't you tell me before? And I was just like, I never felt comfortable to say it. I just kind of just didn't or whatever. So she was like, oh, okay, well, all right. So then like a couple days later, she was like, well, yeah, we're not going to come down for the trip. What'd she say? I think she tried to say like a couple people didn't have the money to come, and maybe transportation or something fell through for somebody else, and yeah, so we just not gonna come down. I was just like, so just a couple days ago, you was 6 people deep, ready and pumping and ready to go, and all this, got all these plans to do all this other kind of stuff, and then I tell you that I'm gay and this my girlfriend, and the next day you like, oh no, well, we're not gonna come. I was just like, okay. sure, like I'm just supposed to believe that that's what the reason is. Like, no, you don't want to come because you know that I'm gay. Now, granted, it's been obvious. Like, me and her was together all the time. Like, everybody, it's been obvious. People already knew, but I guess just knowing, with it being said, she didn't want to come down and all this other kind of stuff or whatever. So she didn't come, and then we hadn't talked for like a minute. Like, we just stopped communicating because I was like, okay, I already know what why you not communicating, because you feel some type of way that I'm gay. Now, she's Jamaican. Her background is Jamaican. Her parents are Jamaican and stuff. So I don't know if that's what it is, but yeah. So then she's like, I think she ended up hitting me up out of nowhere, and she was just like, why didn't you ever tell me? And I was like, I wasn't comfortable to come out and say it. Like, I just wasn't comfortable. I don't know why I wasn't comfortable with it, because I was out on my own for like the longest, but I just wasn't comfortable with saying it to people. But yeah, so she was just like, well, I didn't care regardless, and you still my friend, and I still love you, and I didn't care. I just wish you would have called me to tell it to me as opposed to texting it to me. And that's what I had an issue with. I had an issue that you texted it to me instead of calling me to tell me about it. I was just like, but you canceled the whole trip. So what? Well, no, that's because so-and-so didn't have the money. Okay, so they didn't have the money. So it's 6 of y'all. So if 2 people ain't got the money, what happened to the other 4? Like, don't try to act like, don't put the blame off on these other people because you decided to not come around me because I'm like this gay girl now or whatever, So I was like, well, I feel like you just didn't come because I finally told you I was gay, and not because of the other. No, it was because the people couldn't come, and there was just so much going on, and yada, yada, yada. But I just felt some type of way that you texted it to me instead of calling me to tell me. And I was just like, girl, okay. Because it was nothing to even, because at this point we had already not talked for like the longest, like months. I don't even know if it was a year, but it had been like the longest that we hadn't even talked and stuff like that or whatever. So I was just like, okay, like if that's what you want to roll with, then okay. And that was it. So me and her like hardly ever talk. Like we don't talk. We don't text. We don't talk. We might Facebook each other like birthday, like oh happy birthday, and that's like it. I think I've seen her one time since I told her. I think one time I was at home in Virginia, and then she was at home. It's like a holiday, like Thanksgiving or Christmas or something like that, and we was both home. And she was like, "Oh, let's get up for dinner and drinks and stuff." And we went out or whatever. And she's asking me, "Oh, your partner?" And how's your? And I'm like, "Why are you saying partner? First of all, like you don't know her. Like you know her. We all went to school together. So why aren't you just saying her name? Like why are you referring to your partner and like I don't know, being all like politically correct and stuff?" I was like, "That's weird. Like why are you talking like that?" But ciao. Yeah, so we had that superficial hangout session, and nothing more, nothing less, and that's all it is. And this has been years ago, and me and her don't communicate no more. We don't hang out. We don't whatever, and that's just what it is. I don't know. Like I feel like if you're gonna cut me off because of what I decide to do in my relationship and how I decide to love, then you can go. Like I don't know. But as far as like other family members and stuff like that, nobody ever acted funny. Nobody questioned nothing. It was crazy. It was just like, oh, okay, Carlita gay. Oh, that's her girlfriend. Oh, that's her. Like, and that was just it. Like nobody acted funny about nothing. The only thing was my best friend, like literally, and that was the last person you would think would have an issue. But that was the only person for me that acted funny or did, cut me off and all that other kind of stuff. So it is what it is. But yeah, so that is my coming out story. I'm gay and I'm out and I've been out and I will never be in nobody's closet again. And that's just it, period, point blank. But yeah, like I said, comment down below your coming out story and I will catch y'all on the next one. Oh, red lip. How's my finger?